Yep.
Okay. So a warm welcome to one and all. I take immense pleasure in welcoming all our participants, eminent speakers, and our guests from across the world to our webinar on security best practices for commercial properties. This webinar would walk us through the various ways in which commercial establishments can enhance their security. This event will surely leave you with an idea on how Norden solutions form a complete circle of comprehensive security systems. Norden offers a wide range of comprehensive security and surveillance solutions, and this webinar should also be leaving all of us with insights about the upsell of the brand and how it cultivates a clear lead cycle. Our speakers for the webinar are Mr. Julian Lim, Director, Business Development, APAC, Mr. Mike Lewis, Business Development Manager, UK, Mr. Sajan S., Vice President, R&D Global, and Mr. Giovanni Constantino, Territory Sales Head, Europe. Without the slightest delay, I would like to welcome you all once again to this webinar. So grab all your notebooks, sit back and do give all your attention to the wonderful sessions awaiting ahead. Our first session, I would like to invite Mr. Julian Lim, Director, Business Development APAC, to introduce the brand and the webinar in general to our audience and participants here. Welcome, Mr. Julian. The dice is all yours.
Thanks very much, Nita. And good day, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm just going to take you guys on a very brief journey through the company history, who we are, what we do, and what is our mission and our aspirations. So a bit of history about Norden Communication, right? We are headquartered in the UK, and we started in the UK, bringing together, different types of, solutions in ELV, security systems that cater to a really broad spectrum of verticals like real estate, healthcare, manufacturing, oil and gas, education, banking and financial services. And well, the list goes on, right? We bring together excellence with international standards, surpassing the competition in the global market. The company continues to amplify its international presence by entering new markets with broader product offerings. So a bit about the company mission. The company believes strongly in sustainable development as well as innovation. We invest on an annual basis a lot of the company revenue back into R&D. And in actual fact, we have recently opened our first R&D lab in our back office in Cochin. It is our vision to gain global recognition as the best quality, most reliable and smart solutions provider to the world. As you can see here, we have a wide range of products coming together to provide solutions through our multiple channel approach partners to various industries across all the different verticals. We are in, as I've mentioned earlier, some of the verticals. We are also into government, telecommunication, transportation, and building industries. In actual fact, we have products today that goes into private residential homes as well. First up, let me just take you guys through some of the cables and structured cabling solutions that we carry. We have internal as well as external data cables, right? These are mainly the ELV offerings. We have optical fiber cables. We have coaxial cables, industrial building control cables. fire and safety cables, telephone cables, fire copper as well as fiber connectivity and hardware. We have MPC, or what we term as MTP solutions for the data centers today. We have cabinets and accessories, as well as PDUs. So for the iNor surveillance systems, we have a full range of different types of cameras that are IP-based, analog as well. We have bullet cameras, we have PTZ cameras, we have explosion-proof cameras, and we have network video recorders, as well as storage servers. The NVS solution offering is our public address system solution that enables paging and handheld microphones, mixers, and power amplifiers, voice alarms, recording panels, volume control. Well, it's a really exhaustive list of different types of products that comes together as a full offering, turnkey offering for the public address system. We have SecNor as well, which is our access control systems. SafeNor is our new offering that adheres to the stringent international standards for exit sign lights. It is LED based, and since it is LED based, it is also very low in terms of power consumption, and hence very green to use. We also have the CellNor, which is our UPS system offerings. We have line interactive UPSs, we have tower type rack mount of various KVAs. So what are some of the advantages in working with Norden? We are a truly unique manufacturer and supplier of different types of various broad types of products that come together in providing different types of solutions across a really wide spectrum of different end users in various types of verticals. We pride ourselves in terms of our customer care, providing pre-sale support as well as post-sales warranty as well as support. The slide here shows our global footprint across the various countries across the whole world. We are very strong. We have a very strong presence in Europe as well as the Middle East market. And since 3 years ago, when we started in Southeast Asia, we have also grown from strength to strength, adding new markets like Vietnam, the Philippines, Indonesia. We have also added our staff strength from me being the first employee to a staff strength of 6 today in the Southeast Asian team. We are very positive about the road ahead, and this year we are planning to open up new countries as well within our region, with a focus on countries like Thailand, Malaysia. We are already there, but we are also adding stuff. That is part of the plan for this year. And yep, in a nutshell, that's all I have to share with you guys today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Julian, for introducing the brand and for giving us an introduction into the webinar. We're moving forward to the next section, which will be headed by Mr. Mike Lewis, Business Development Manager UK. Mike would be talking about the brand overview, Norden USP, highlighting how Norden stands out from the others. Over to you, Mike.
Lovely. Thank you very, very much, Nita. And good morning from London, everyone. Please excuse my voice. I've had very many meetings and presentations over the last few days, and I think I've worn my voice out. So I hope you can hear me okay. So yeah, thank you very, very much for allowing me to be part of this session. And it's a session that I'm also very, very excited about. And hopefully you will gain an insight into the reason why I'm excited about the future of Norden, especially when it comes to our channel partners and our channel strategies. So let's get into the presentation. As you know, my name's Mike Lewis, and I'm responsible for business development, especially here in the United Kingdom, an area where we have been probably for longer than anywhere else. As you've heard before from Julian, our headquarters are here just outside London in the UK. And yeah, it's an area where we have experienced significant growth. Okay, so as with any provider, it's important that we always try to understand how we find differentiation. So how do we stand out in a crowd of people? The marketplaces that we are in is very, very crowded and it's very competitive. So it's important that we make a way of showing and demonstrating to our partners and also to our customers that we're different. And I'd like to believe that this presentation will hopefully demonstrate to you why we're different. Now, it's also important to try and understand that we are not just a Me Too company. We are not just another company providing structured cabling systems. We are not just another CCTV provider. Norden is very, very different. And in actual fact, I'm going to say Norden is unique. And hopefully these coming slides will really bear that out and explain why I believe that's true. So my opinion of Norden is that no one does what we do the way that we do it. There are many, many manufacturers out there all around the globe making structured cabling systems. There are many manufacturers out there making CCTV and access control. However, I'm not aware of any one company that brings all of these systems together under one holistic brand. This is the difference with Norden. Now, a very wise person once said to me, as a manufacturer, you have a choice. And that choice is, do you say that you are the best? Do you say that you are the cheapest? Or do you say that you are different? Now, there are challenges with each one of these. Number one, how do you say we are the best? The best at what? There'll always be people out there that can say that they are better at something than what you are. So it's very, very hard to be the best. To be the cheapest isn't necessarily the place where any company wants to be, for the simple fact that there'll always be someone out there that will try to be cheaper than you. And that in turn will lead to loss of profits and ultimately a business that is not sustainable. So it's never ever be a good place to be the cheapest. I think where Norden has got it correct is the fact that we try to be different. So a lot of what we do is unique to Norden, and it offers a completely different approach to the market and also a very, very different value proposition that is ultimately sustainable. Now, you may have heard me talk about the Norden Triangle before. It's important to understand that Norden is a brand, and we need to own that brand. We need to be proud, irrelevant of who we work for, whether we work for Norden or whether we work for a distributor or whether we work for an installer. We need to be proud to be representing that brand because it actually does mean something. Now, the Norden Triangle is this USP, this differentiator that I've been talking about. It's a very, very simple strategy. And what it does is it enables the promotion and the specification of the various brands that make up the Norden family portfolio to be specified and to be offered as a total solution in a single project. So if we look at, for instance, the three, or in actual fact, the four main core brands that make up the Norden Triangle, typically Norden cabling system, NCS, the structured cabling solution that Julian was just referring to, is the core brand that brings all of the other systems together, because without the structured cabling system, the other brands won't work. So that's at the core of our offering. However, it's very, very important to remember that many installations into commercial buildings for security also require CCTV. They also may require access control and also public address. So when we look at these three active technologies, the one thing that they do require is passive connectivity. So as you can see, the triangle that we talk about is the active components all linked together with the passive infrastructure. So what does this actually mean? Where's the benefits in offering the Norden Triangle? Well, as a Norden partner, it increases the value proposition. So the actual ticket value of the order is a lot bigger. It also increases the whole stake in the part that you're playing as a Norden partner. And also, obviously, from our point of view, it increases the Norden visibility. By being at the table with more of an offering, it gives more control over the whole negotiations. So therefore, it gives you a better opportunity of higher revenue and hopefully higher profitability. On the other side, it also reduces the amount of competition because there will be maybe none or maybe a lot fewer companies offering a total solution. And also, it takes away the focus on price. So price becomes a secondary discussion point, with the primary discussion point being about the actual technology and the solution being provided. Now, here's a word that I struggle to say, especially with a bad throat, but replicability. So the ability to replicate this solution anywhere in the world. It's very, very transportable, and it doesn't need a lot of translating. It's a concept that should be able to be promoted in every region of Norden. So if we look at the various benefits, the what's in it for us. So in terms of Norden, what's in it for us? Reduced competition, it becomes less price focused, more project control, and also obviously increased revenue. If we look at the client benefits, these are the end user benefits. They know that they're dealing with one company, ultimately, with ultimate responsibility. And therefore it's a joined up design. So they have not got the worry that the CCTV system won't talk to the access control system, or that they won't work across the cabling, because basically the same company is responsible for the whole system. And ultimately, at the end of this, we, as the manufacturer, we can actually propose an enhanced warranty, a warranty that would include the whole of the Norden proposal rather than just the individual parts. And also, from an installer, they benefit because obviously they can have a bigger slice of the pie, bigger revenue, bigger profit, and a bigger seat at the table, which gives them more importance. The reassurance that they've got the support from Norden globally, and also that enhanced perception that they're representing a top-tier global brand. And as I say, the warranty is very, very important. So it's win-win-win. Something which is brand new, and we are starting to roll this out currently, is the Global Partner Program, whereby we partner with installers and distributors around the world and share knowledge through our training programs. It obviously elevates the perception of the official Norden partner because we are a global community. Obviously, the end result is the promotion of the whole of the Norden Triangle product set. So whilst we are very, very keen to sell individual siloed product sets, we really want to be talking about the whole Norden Triangle as a solution for the previously mentioned benefits. And our amazing technical and support team based out of India will be always there to support you in every opportunity. And in terms of sales, people like Julian and Gio around the world will be there to partner with our partners and collaborate to make sure that we win profitable business. So yeah, it's there to increase sales opportunities. It's there to enhance the relationships with all of the various different levels of our partners in the channel. It gives everybody better visibility of projects and opportunities going forwards. It gives greater exposure to the whole of the product portfolio, to the whole of the channel. And from Norden's perspective, it gives us an enhanced footprint. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope my voice didn't present too much of a problem in understanding me. But as you can see, Norden truly is a brand to be passionate about. So as I said in the middle of the presentation, Norden is a brand and let's use it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike, for that wonderful session, for giving us a brand overview and for highlighting on why and how we stand out as a brand. So moving on to the next session, I invite Mr. Sajan S., the Vice President and Vice President R&D Global, to give us an idea about the various Norden security systems and to share the R&D updates with us. Over to you, sir. So you're not audible.
Is it audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go on.
Yeah. Good afternoon, all, and good morning to our headquarters team. So, and thank you for joining us today. And we will getting into the subject, the security best practices for commercial properties. So Julian made my life easy because I was finding it a bit tough. You know, there are a lot of products that we need to cover with the short time span. However, he has given an overview on the product, and thank you, Mike, for this wonderful coverage of the Norden Triangle structure too. So which will definitely make my easy, and I hope I can stick within the time I am having. So Nida, over to the So when you say security best practices, so what do you mean by commercial building? Majorly malls, the business parks, the IT parks, or commercial offices, or warehouses. This kind of premises is what typically we wanted to cater, and we would like to define the challenges that currently we have. Primarily, right from the entrance, if you look at the vehicle entry and exit or the human traffic would be the first point. Then coming to the parking lot, there you have challenges of parking plus the surveillance. General surveillance could be a major issue out there. And then comes to the entry and exit to the premises. And once you are into the premises, there comes the general security surveillance and monitoring, and the information broadcasting requirement in many ways, depending on the scenarios. And then it comes to the entry and exit signages and emergency lighting in terms of any challenges, again, concerning to the security. Then at that point of time, this will be one point. And then comes the power supply. Again, at the time of an emergency, that backup on the power plays a major role. And finally, connecting as the blood vessels in your body, you have the cabling infrastructure to be running on the back end to connect all these systems together. So these are the major areas we have covered. And one by one, if you're taking on an entry and exit, we have a product from the triangle. If you take iKnow as a product, see, still in most of the Asia regions, we are having the manual security control in the entrance gates, and we depend on human. And slowly now it is getting migrated. The primary thing could be the automatic number plate recognition systems. And if it is an office restricted environment, probably we can do a whitelisting of the number plates, wherein it can further integrate it with the boom barrier, so that a whitelisted vehicle can have a quick entry to the premises, and the main can be blocked and managed accordingly. And you also have a proper register maintained for the vehicles in and out, including the video footages. So this is one challenge on the right there on the entrance, and it can be even integrated with the bollards also, not only boom barrier. And we are also, there is the R&D is putting effort to a level of face recognition. Probably it's a slightly longer time, maybe end of Q2, end of 2022, we must be able to roll out our FRS solutions also at this point. Moving on to the next, it will be the parking slot. Parking lot, when you look at, again, the entry, the number plate monitoring is essential, and we used to maintain security guards to make note of the number plates in many of the places in Asia. So probably that will be completely replaced soon, I believe, and we are coming up with excellent solution that can suit to premises where vehicles are low. The pricing could be one major challenge that we have today, and we have come up with some smart box based appliances wherein it can make use of your existing infrastructure. You don't have to replace your cameras. Instead, you plug in an appliance to your system, and that will take care of your automatic number plate, and that will be very cost effective solution that we'll be offering. So this is something for the parking lot, and of course on the general surveillance also we do have solution. And we also work with certain third-party solutions who works on parking lot availability based on computer vision. So we do not have a solution within us, but then we work with them and give a total solution to the customers. And parking lot surveillance, I have already mentioned, we have all sort of bullet and Doom cameras for that. And coming to premise entry and exit, one major challenge in most of the areas is actually after the pandemic, people wanted to measure their body temperature before someone enters to the premises. And when it is with the handheld camera, then again you need to dedicate one resource for that purpose alone. Whereas we do have automated solution, wherein if there can be a free flow of human traffic. If there is any abnormal temperature is coming, the camera will automatically recognize along with the face captured and with the higher temperature, whatever it is read. And there can be an automated announcement also within the camera that your temperature is high, so that the security professional can come in at that point of time instead of maybe managing thousands of people as a whole. And we also have, and that offering was from the INOR of the Northern Triangle. And this is, on the SecNor range of product, wherein we have the basic access control system like your access cards or fingerprint or, a PIN number or any of that regular solutions we are having. Apart from that, we do have the face recognition solutions also, for which can be further integrated to the attendance system that we already exist. We work, we are open to work with your existing ERP or attendance software vendor to integrate our platforms, and we'll be able to have a seamless operations on that. Now coming to information broadcasting, this is one area which is also called public address systems within the building. In many occasions it can be used, and when you connect to security, majorly when there is an event of fire or any other emergency, and if there is an evacuation required, we can have automated messages running in the, and it can be based on the zones also. For example, it's a multi-storied building and multiple different towers are there, and you can based on the floors or even the multiple towers, you can have multiple zones, yet it can be an integrated solution. And if there is a event of fire, the fire alarm system can be further integrated with the public address system, and the evacuation announcements and other things can be given. And it can also cater to your regular requirement of any playback of your background music, or any of your regular or announcements and other things can also be supported with this information broadcasting solution that we have under NVS, the Norden Voice System, under the Norden Triangle. Now coming to the security surveillance monitoring, we do have a complete system which can manage. We have the complete range of product, right from the very entry level bullet zoom cameras to the 8 MB or 12 MB cameras, or products that can cover up to 850 meter even during the night time. And there are cameras that can cover up to 3 kilometers on a thermal vision. So we have a whole lot of range that probably everything may not be suitable to a commercial building environment, but we do have a complete solution. And further, it can be integrated with a professional VMS solution, which can be catering to 2,000 or 4,000 number of cameras even. So that up to that solution, we do have a complete system. And we also have entry-exit signage boards along with emergency lighting. So this is also coming to the security concerns. If there is an issue raised, probably this will play a major role in terms of evacuation and other things. And we do have the systems for that also. So now coming to the backbone, or as I was mentioning, like the blood vessels in the body. So like this is something that the information flow is coming through the backbone, and Norden was originally known for the king of structured cabling, at least in the region of Middle East and in India. We can say that we have very good inroads, and which right now with the extensive experience of people like Julian Lassie in that leadership, we believe that Southeast Asia is also going to have a huge impact with the Norden cables. So we have the complete range when it's coming to the general purpose cabling of which is horizontal, which is we call CM, and CMR for the riser application, where floor to floor cabling can be done. And we also have CMP, which is a plenum application, wherein more airflow, and there is a in case of fire, you need to be more protected on the infrastructure, and fire has to be restricted. And we do have the CMP cable also, and the solutions are not the solutions are CPR certified from the European standard. And cabling and connectivity solution, again, Julian was explaining on this area. Like, we do have complete range of product, right from a 2-core drop cable to, you name it, up to the 280 core fiber, we do have it. Be it indoor, be it outdoor, we have the solutions. And we have the gel-free solutions, especially for the racer applications, and we have rodent-proof solutions on that, particular thing. And again, like the copper I mentioned, here also for the riser application or the plenum and all those construction, we can cater to that. And we also have high density solution like MPO and MTP, and we do have solutions in the pre-terminated mode. That is probably one advantage, that your installation time, especially when large installations are coming, that plays a major role, because it's a lot of time in the on-ground installations, which will be saved. And then coming to bigger commercial building, we do have the flat elevator cables, which could be one major area. Another one could be your coaxial cable for in-building solution, basically to your telecom access. Will be mobile access will be mostly stopped at the premise outside. When you go deep inside the building, you may not get the access, and the service provider will not be able to provide access without the support of the building. And we do have solutions, analog coaxial cables that can cater to those in-building solution. And we also have one second, let me go to the next slide. Sorry, it's not moving. This is mild lag, it seems. Yeah, so we do have complete rack solutions also, like right from the entry level to the higher level of racks that we have. So we also have the complete range of UPS right now in our portfolio. So this is all from my end. And any specific question, probably my time is up, I believe. So we can connect back once again. Over to you, Gio and Nida.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us with the different Norden security systems and for sharing the R&D updates. So moving ahead, we would be going with the next session, which would be led by Giovanni Constantino, the Territory Sales Head, Europe. And Giovanni would be enlightening us about buying influences and lead generation. Also, he would be sharing the various project details as well. Over to you.
Good day to all. Thank you for being here today. I'm Giovanni Constantino. I'm based in Italy, just a bit outside Milan. And in my presentation today, we will have some slides which we will run quickly, just with the aim to give you a very brief overview of what is the commercial aspect of the security market. The slides are not moving. Excuse me, we have to sort this out. No, it's not responding. Yes. No response.
So you can continue. Go on.
No, it's not moving, Anita.
Just one
It's not
second.
jumping to the next slide.
One more click.
Duke, can you try again?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
go on.
out of the various segments in the security market, three are the most important ones, with some others being sub-segments. The video surveillance is the major one of it, accounting for more than 50% of the overall market value. The second segment is access control. And the third segment has to do with intruder alarms. Obviously, there are other subsystems, as I said, like parking, which Sarjan mentioned, or specialized solutions in the aviation, maritime industry, and so on. But these two are the main ones which of our concern at Norden, and have a very focused position in our product portfolio. The market size globally for video surveillance is big. Today, it is in the range of $45 billion, with an expected growth in the next years to 70 billion. From company to company, we have some differences. Not everyone is using the same methodology. Not everyone is including all components. There is some question about services, which type of services are included. So take this data as indicative ones. We are talking, however, for a market which is huge. Consider that the structured cabling system market today is worth 10 billion. Video surveillance is over 40 billion. And what happens when we move on to, access control? Access control is more or less the same size like structured cabling, which is adding to the 40 billion of video surveillance and to the 10 billion of structured cabling. If I go on, and I don't want to feed you with useless information, but just to give you a very, indicative point of comparison, the public address market is worth less than $1 billion today. It's in the range of 800 million globally. So this is the market Norden is addressing today. And in terms of regions, the video surveillance is expected to grow very much in Southeast Asia. Southeast Asian countries will be the champions, recording an average growth of almost 15% over the next 5 years. Today, Southeast Asia is estimated to be the second, maybe the third, according to other research companies, the third biggest region in the world. And this is going to change in the next few years. In 3 years, we're going to see Southeast Asia being the #1 market worldwide. There are some market trends. I invite you to see only the titles of these paragraphs. The market trends in security, if we take the top ones, is that CCTV, after the COVID era, is going to add more value. The usage goes a little bit beyond security itself. It goes into better control and enhancement of the working environment. Another trend is that physical security and cyber security management are going to merge to be in more, there will be more integration between these two. And this has an impact on access control. Finally, the third biggest trend, the most important trend, is the smart building rise. There are so many subsystems, and Norden is addressing them, or at least part of them. Smart buildings are a topic of major discussion, major focus, major activity worldwide. It's on the way to becoming a top commercial point of focus for all vendors. It's not moving again. I'm sorry for this. The system is not responding.
Gio, okay, that's good. Good to go.
All right. Now, we have to realize a few things. Security market has many sub-verticals. I tried to make a non-exhaustive list of these sub-vertical markets. We have aviation and maritime security, for example, the first line. But this, we can split it in more sub-verticals. It's different in maritime security, for example. You have passengers, you have containers, you have general cargo. For each of these markets or segments, you have different systems developed, installed, and running. The same is for aviation. The same is for border security. You go through airport controls, for example, and you have to go through luggage screening, body screening, biometric screening. I just mentioned 3 as a passenger. And then we have commercial and public buildings. Some public buildings are different than others. We have critical infrastructure, defense, intelligence, then plenty of entertainment and tourism facilities, making a surveillance system for a hotel, for a small hotel, let's say of 50 rooms in a city, is different than making it for a resort. Then you have retail, you have residential security, safe cities. Well, here the game is becoming much bigger because more subsystems are getting involved, more authorities are taking part in this. And then transportation. Look, just think of how many transportation means we have. Buses, private cars, metro, tramway, trains. This is only on land. So it's a huge, huge thing. Practically, we are talking for every aspect of our life, every area we are moving in and living in and working in. I invite you to open the angle of view and include all this. We are addressing virtually every aspect of somebody's life. And the sales landscape has changed. The question is, have we adjusted? Have we adjusted to address the way of working into this? Let's see what are the, for example, the influences and the influencers of buyers. We have the client at the center, and around him you see a number of people which are increasing day after day. You have consultants, legal and financial advisors, you have traditional suppliers, you have the in-company personnel like facilities manager. We didn't have facilities manager 20 years ago, or we had it in very embryonic phase. We have IT manager. Today we have security consultant and security management, apart from contractors. And around the client, there's also there in the corner, down to the right, you have the trusted people and the social contacts, the friends. All these people have a saying. They have an influence on the buyer, on the client. So our job has become a little bit more complex than what it used to be in the past. We have to address the points of focus of all these people. We have to speak the language of finance people, the language of legal people, very important when we are talking about security. There is legislation in place that needs to be respected, so legals have a saying as well. We have to address the concerns of security people, security consultant, facilities managers. You see how many languages we have to be speaking and how many different questions we need to address. Though, I have to say that these are not only challenges, these are also opportunities. Because imagine that each one of these 7 people, 7 bodies around the client are entry points for us. Buying influences as a ladder to the deal, as a ladder to the client. If we have a major client, either of the private or public sector, it doesn't matter really. Usually we have a main consultant, if it is a building, or an MEP or specialist consultant. We have then the contractors or subcontractors, and we have the distributor. And we are standing as a vendor in front of all these parties with the aim to win a project. Where we should put our focus in? Well, ideally, we should work proactively and work long before the project goes live or is designed on paper. We should work proactively with the consultants. the vendor should make sure that the brand is known to the consultant, authorized, products checked, and the brand in the approved vendors list. If we don't have this step, we will go into the game with small or bigger chances to win. Depends on how the handling will be. Ideally, we should go also to the major clients, but we cannot cover all this market. Let's face it. It's impossible to have an army of people for any vendor. You can address it in different ways, but consultants is a primary target. System integrators is a primary target. Specialist subcontractors are primary targets. Hence, they're marked in red. This is not only the only ladder, type of ladder in the market. There's also the simple ladder, as I call it, where you don't have a consultant, but you have a system integrator who is acting as a consultant. In many countries, we see that the supplier is at the same time the trusted consultant of the end user. They play a role. So our job there becomes a little bit more simple because we have to address less people, we have to talk to fewer people, but nevertheless, still we have a big job to do with the system integrator or the specialist subcontractor, and we have to close that sales cycle. All this is not much different for security systems, much different than selling structured cabling or other ELV systems. Proactivity, however, is the competitive advantage. The sooner we are in touch with the parties involved, the better for the deal. Excuse me again. Okay, which hat to wear to be successful? There's only one hat apart from the sales hat or the technical hat or the marketing hat. It's the trusted advisor hat, and this is the best hat we have. If the customers can see us as a trusted advisor, we can be successful. Yes, doing an exceptional job is great. We have to do it to be trusted. We have to deliver what we promise. But the basis of a trusted advisor is knowledge. The more knowledge we have, the better we can address the details and the specific customer requirements. So don't forget the knowledge. And service. Service is a big part, because if you have the product, but you cannot couple it with services, at the end, the result is poor. Trusted advisors think and act like this. If possible, if you do that, you will be in a far better position than others who are selling on price, on specifications, on availability, on whatever. If you are the trusted advisor, and the key is trusted, you are in a winning position because it's your choice to do an exceptional job. So what Mike said before, you can be the best, you can be the best in price, you can be different. Yes, you can be different, but you can be at the same time exceptional. So how do we find them? simple. We have to have sales leads. That's a must. Okay. If we don't have sales leads, we go nowhere. What you take from this slide, apart from digging information on the internet, on social business, social media, blah, 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 there's one main thing: asking people. Because asking usually doesn't cost. It comes free. You ask, and the chances are that you will get a question. Go and ask the right people. That's it. You ask 1, 2, 3, 5. At the end, you will learn. You will find the answer you're looking for. So how do we find them? Is we ask, we go to networking events, we act as trusted advisor. Again, we cross-check information that we find in internet and other sources, even by watching boards of projects. In my career, I have found at least 8 or 9 projects from project boards on the streets. I stopped my car or I stopped walking and took a shot on my mobile phone, and then we started working on this project. Some we lost, some others we won. Project references. Our marketing team has prepared a wonderful brochure, a booklet with case studies and references. But is that enough? No. Even if we add, it will never be enough. If we're talking about references, you need references by people, contacts, somebody who can introduce you to an end user, a customer, to a consultant, to a contractor, to an installer. Reference letters issued by customers, usually on completion of a project, successful completion, they give you a handover certificate. On top of that, you may take a letter. You can have plenty of letters, plenty of case studies, everything put together, and references is one main tool for a trusted advisor. That was it, and I thank you very much for your attention. If you have any questions, I will be very pleased to answer.
All right. Thank you so much, Mike, for sharing your insights into buying influences in lead generation. Also sharing on how to take our references for our benefits. So moving ahead, we would be having a question and answer session. Participants, for your kind attention, you can put your questions and our speakers are ready to answer you. You can raise hand and go ahead with the question. Also, please note that you can download our handouts from the session as well.
It's like our presentation was complete in all aspects. There was no questions left out.
I didn't hear that, Sajan, sorry.
No, it's like the presentation was complete, so that there is no question left out from anyone.
Hello, can you hear me?
Please.
Yeah, Sajan, my name is Wajid Salam. I am from Pakistan, and I am your distributor over here in Pakistan for last 12 years almost. And I met Mr. Mike in at Intersect. Mike, how are you?
Very well, my
Okay.
friend. How are you?
Yeah, fine. Thank you. Thank you for your detailed briefing. And I have some queries which I would like to share with Sanjan and also Julia. My first query is actually I am working with the consultant and like consultant who are responsible for designing of the ELV solutions for structure cabling, for CCTV and for sound system and each and everything. For especially CCTV system, normally we have a competition here in Pakistan with Dawa and Hikvision and other Chinese brands, and they are also they have less price, and also they do have a solution like VMS. So normally I got the opportunity in designing the project because I support the consultants, and I got the opportunities to mention our Norden brand in in the upcoming projects and the upfront. And we have mentioned Norden brand in all the top projects in Pakistan, like safe city projects, even for the government and building. I have a question. Normally, our consultants are electrical consultants who are responsible for the designing of CCTV system ELV solutions, and they have very little knowledge about these things, so they need our advice. I am trying hard. I am and normally I support them in designing the projects. But what in my mind, do you have a configurator or software which help consultant in selecting the right camera for right location? Also, the angle they can use, lens they use for the location. This is one thing which I think it will support us, because as we have a big competition with the other brands. If you have such solution, so please do let me know, so that it will also help the consultant, because when they are familiar with our if we have this solution, then normally they used to mention this brand, our brand on the projects. This is my first question. Are you here? Can you hear?
Yes, we are hearing.
Okay, and second, my question is about VMS. Normally in Pakistan, I am trying to sell the solution, not only the cameras, CCTV cameras. Nowadays we are focused on VMS, and we have clientele from the SMB to the enterprise segment. So I would like to know more about the VMS. So minimum how much cameras we can use with the VMS, and is this cost effective then if we use if we mention VMS along with cameras less than 50 or 30, 40, 50 cameras, and if we suggest VMS in the BOQ, is this feasible price? So I would like to know this thing also. And initially, if you just gave the answer, then I have some other questions.
Okay. So Mike, can I answer this question?
Yeah, absolutely.
So hi, Sajan here. So first question, the designing part of the solution. As of now, what we do is to have extend our support from our pre-sale team in the back office, be it in Middle East or in India. So this is the model, and there is no tool as such we are providing. Yes, of course, we do have tools in-house which we use for depending on the requirement. We do use that tools to develop the final solution, but we don't have anything in public that can be shared with the partner at the moment. But we take that request in consideration, and we will probably explore that. First time we are coming across that kind of a requirement. Generally, as you know, we are into projects, and the project inquiries will be used handled by our back office team. That is the model in which we are proceeding. Point number one. And that extent, in that area, definitely we'll be able to support. We are more than happy to support you. We will extend complete design support for your requirement, how much ever complex it is. Point number one. Point number two, regarding VMS. VMS, we do have two applications. One is a free VMS, which can cater to around 64 maximum up to 64 camera is what we can load in our free VMS solution. However, the recording you need to depend only on the NVR provider or maybe another storage box. It cannot be through VMS. And we also have another professional VMS, which is license based. Per channel license will be applicable, which you can discuss with your corresponding regional team. And in that solution, in the primary server itself, you will be able to address up to 2000 cameras, and we can have cascading of servers also is possible. But of course, it's as similar as any product like Milestone or Genetics or anything of that. It's a channel-based license is applicable. Is that clear?
Okay, clear now.
Yeah. Okay. So these are the two questions that you have asked. Hello.
Is that it?
There's another question. There was another question request as well.
Okay.
Can we explain the integration on INO and the gate value system?
There's a question that came through the chat on to explain the integration of INOR and gate barrier system.
Integration of
INOR
okay.
and gate barrier system.
So see, what exactly we need to do is actually we can from which country it is. The question is from which country?
That is not clear, but then there has been a question in the chat.
Okay, fine. I'll tell you. See, the corresponding regional team they need to contact, and we can provide our ANPR Smartbox appliance to them, and parallelly what they have to do, they need to share us the model number of the boom barrier that they are using, and definitely there is a integration timeline will be there, which will be given based on the model. We need to check and reconfirm, and we can do the integration with our INOR application, ANPR application.
So that question was from Dubai.
Oh, great. Okay, fine. We can do it. We can arrange to provide our solution locally, and meantime they can share us the model number of the boom barrier that they are using, and we will coordinate with the corresponding OEM. Of course, there is an interaction. There is a need of interaction with the corresponding manufacturer of the boom barrier. That's all. Nothing else. It can be done. We'll extend the support.
So please note that we do have our handouts in the control panel for your information and for downloading purposes. You can download the handouts from the session. So I guess we're done with the question and answer sessions. So since we're done with it, we're moving to the close of the session.
I request all of you to post your queries if at all anything else coming up with the regional team, corresponding regional team, and we will be more than happy to assist you in terms of the technical support required.
Okay, so all good things must come to an end, and our webinar is nearing its close. I would like to take this time to thank all our wonderful people who spoke today and all those participants who have been there to attend our session, sparing your valuable time. So as we come to the close, let us keep in mind the ideas we have gathered today. And thank you so much for attending the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Nita. Thank you. Bye. Thanks, Julian.